mock, I even get enough time to solve all the questions. The last three questions was something I used to just guess it and leave it. That was what was happening in the beginning. But after solving a whole lot of questions with e-GMAT and even the official questions in the MBA.com, got used to all the questions which are coming, and then my speed slowly improved. Yeah, so everyone has this preconceived notion that this topic is what not get it, so won't understand it properly and all. But if you see, in the beginning, I also myself had that thing. But after going through the reading strategies, I found out that it's the strategy what matters, not the passage. Just have to understand the passage as such. It's not. It doesn't matter what the passage has to. Even if it is right, you answered it correctly, but you took a lot of time. Those questions are also something one should always focus on, so that you remember why you got confused in that question, why you took time there.
Yeah.
So the major problem was I understood the question, but then the options, I used to get confused between two options, and I was not able to eliminate either one. I used to guess the random answer and then move. So, which after going through e-GMAT courses, with the help of rethinking, so I was able to get an idea of what the answer should be, and then accordingly look through the option and was able to eliminate the answer.
So tell me, when you did take the first mock, you have dabbled with GMAT Classic also. Getting into the GMAT Focus, what were your major challenges to a good score?
So I would say while doing GMAT Classic Edition, I didn't focus on DIs. So I didn't practice at all. That is very visible in my mock score as well.
Yes.
Like 73 in my first mock. So that was one thing. So timing issues were there, and I didn't have confidence to solve everything in DI. As for verbal, critical reasoning and RC, like both were weaker in sense. But then it improved after using all the techniques that the e-GMAT suggested.
That's nice. That's good to hear. So let's deep dive into these aspects, because as you said, your quant was already good. It was sort of taken care of, but your major challenges were verbal and DI. So let's pick verbal to start with and then move to DI. In verbal, you mentioned both CR and RC were challenges. So let's start with CR. With critical reasoning, what was your biggest challenge? As in, when you've solved it in GC, GFE also, you tackled CR. So what was that biggest thing that did not allow you to get a good accuracy in CR?
So I think I used to read the questions and then directly jump into the answer choices, which I think is not a good approach after going for the but so the major problem was I understood the question, but then the options, I used to get confused between two options, and I was not able to eliminate either one. So I used to guess the random answer and then move. So, which after going through e-GMAT courses, with the help of rethinking, so I was able to get an idea of what the answer should be, and then accordingly look through the option and was able to eliminate the answer. That's why I think I got 93rd percentile in CR.
That's brilliant.
It helped me out.
Yes, that's brilliant. So, so you said initially the biggest problem was getting stuck between two answer choices. So, how did pre-thinking help you narrow down to one,
So first, I didn't have a structure on how to approach the CR question as such. So I just used to randomly read the question, understand what the question is, and try to. I didn't think. I just read the question and I used to look option one by one and see either the option is good-looking option, has something matches with the para whatever is given, and like that I used to answer the CR questions. But after pre-thinking, I started connecting the dots. So what should I expect? of what it should be,
Mm-hmm.
assumption,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Got it. Got it.
use of many things. So
Yeah.
really helped me. And of course, with the e-GMAT course structure, whatever I had practiced so many questions that it just became a second nature.
Second. Yes, and I think we have this one graph that I would want to show because you said the way you practice, the way you did the course, it sort of became second nature because it's an investment, right? And it doesn't come easy to make a new process a second nature to you. And kudos to you on having done that. When I was looking at your CR grades, I can see A grades across. That means as you were doing the course, even as you were learning pre-thinking, you were really investing your time, effort, energy into internalizing it. And that is what helped it becomes second nature to you, as evidenced here. When you look at your accuracy for inference questions, you can see that it really jumped up to an 84%. And look at the time. The time like literally fell by almost 40, 50 seconds per question. So this is a tremendous, tremendous improvement. And as they say, you have to take the right steps to get the right kind of results. And this is a direct correlation you see. You invested in building that foundation, invested in internalizing the process, and the dividends can be seen in the increase in accuracy,
Correct. Yeah. In the
reduction in
beginning, I
time.
thought it would take a lot of time to pre-think and I wouldn't be able to solve the whole paper. But
Mm-hmm.
as I practiced more and more, it became faster and faster. I used to do better. I have better timing than my previous without doing anything.
Yes, because see, otherwise, most of your time would be spent in answer choices, figuring out which is right, which is wrong, getting stuck. So pre-thinking takes that away. Yes, you are taking that additional 15, 20 seconds to pre-think before you jump to answer choices,
Yeah,
but it just makes that process really quicker and faster.
correct. It also helps to understand the passage even better, just
Mm-hmm.
rather than just reading through the passage, but you also understand it. You can
Yeah.
answer.
I'm sure it makes it fun also, right?
Yeah,
When because CR end of the day, CR questions are like riddles. You try to poke holes in the argument and then solve the answer. It is
correct, correct.
yeah, true. So that's good. CR. I know that we set out with that clear objective that you're not bad with CR, but your process needs tweaking to be able to get to that kind of accuracy you did. The course, pre-thinking really helped. Now coming to reading comprehension, what was the bigger challenge there?
So, say in the beginning, I didn't used to give much time to read through the passage. So I just used to skim through it and then read the question and check whatever is similar sounding words are there in the
Mm-hmm.
passage and then try to answer the questions, which dropped my accuracy a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
So after coming here, in GMAT, then they said whatever the reading strategies they had mentioned, I started to follow them. Of course, in the beginning, it took a lot of time to read each passage, so like 4 minutes, 5 minutes to read each one. But my understanding of the passage got better. So
Mm-hmm.
slowly, even here also the structure is so that you will practice a whole lot of questions, which will make the understanding of more better and even your time faster. So that really helped me to answer the question. Then, of course, after solving CR, critical reasoning, rethinking, and all, that sort of helps you in RC as well. So after each paragraph, since you read, you try to guess what the other next paragraph might offer, like that.
Well, yeah, very true. Because RC is like a string of CR passages put together, right? And that's why it is important that you do CR before you move to RC, because then you have that essential skills that are needed to tackle RC, right?
Correct.
So I know that towards the end you were very, very confident about RC, right? And during our discussions also we've spoken about that. So here I really want to bring up this one topic that we've been discussing, right, Abin? Humanities, right? And this is a dreaded topic when it comes to reading comprehension for any people, any student there. The moment I speak to anybody who even people who are good with reading comprehension, the most common thing that comes out is I can't do humanities, or for that matter, it needn't be humanities as such, but any particular kind of topic. And I know that you also initially had this, like I have this graph to show that in humanities, this is what your graph looks like, and these are hard passages that I'm showing here. You know, let me just move this a little. Yeah. So your accuracy was 25%. And these are humanities passage, as you can see, hard questions. And improved this looks like a brilliant slope, right? Amazing improvement. Your time also fell by almost 30 seconds per question, right? A tremendous improvement, tremendous reduction in time. So tell me, how did you manage this? Is it true that everybody has some kinds of topic that are challenging and that might be your undoing in reading comprehension?
Yeah, so everyone has this preconceived notion that this topic is what uh, not get it, so won't understand it properly and all. But if you see in the beginning, I also myself had that thing. But after going through the reading strategies, I found out that it's the strategy what matters, not the passage. Just have to understand the passage as such. It's not. It doesn't matter what the passage is about. You need to go through everything. You understand the passage properly, and then the answers are simple, so that you can then answer properly. It will reduce your time a whole lot also if you
That's
understand the whole thing.
yeah. So it's just the same strategies that you employ for any other type of passage. You employ it for this humanities or say economics passages too, right? And then things should take care of themselves. It's like it's like riding a cycle. If you can ride a bicycle on the streets of Bangalore, you should be able to do it on the streets of Delhi, right? It
Correct.
might be that the topography will be different, but there's no reason why you can't cycle in Delhi.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah,
Once you get a hang of doing RC, follow the process, follow the proper process, and then it becomes a easy way.
that's true. That's true. And I'm sure that that helped you a great deal, both critical reasoning and reading comprehension. The ability that you built there helped you in DI also, right? To a large
Hmm.
extent.
Yeah, DI it clearly helped me. DI also in DI also there were verbal questions that is in the actual GMAT as well. So I
Mm-hmm.
feel that if I had not done it, by DI question would MSR DI would have gone.
Yeah, very true. Because there's so much of correlation between, say, CR and TPA, RC and MSR. So it is important that you have those fundamental skills to be able to take DI head on. Now let's come to DI. Since we are anyways there, right? You started out at a 73 and from there improved to a D82. It's a tremendous 9-point improvement.
Yeah.
So I know that you've done it at e-GMAT itself. You did not refer to external resources. So did you find the resources that you had on e-GMAT sufficient to meet all your DI needs, the content, the questions, all of that?
Yeah, I mean the once you go through the questions, that's all. There are so many questions that I myself didn't get time to all of them. So I tried my maximum to complete most of the things, and especially in data sufficiency and all, which I felt myself was where I was weaker a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, actually, I got 100% I yes as well. So that solving more questions and how to solve this question. So after every mistake you make, get a solution, check it. That was very helpful. The amount of questions there is in e-GMAT instruments, so that helped me a lot.
Nice. So now coming to graphs, right? Most of us uh, know how to read graphs. We that is a daily thing that we do at workspace, right?
Okay.
You have data, you have it in a graphical format or a tabular format. We're used to that. But what is different when it comes to DI graphs and tables? And what is the biggest challenge and how do you overcome
So in graphical questions, For me, in the beginning, I was like, I was not that confident. I knew how to read the graph and all,
Mm-hmm.
but small things is where the is like. So some things like mean median mode, which is important.
Mm-hmm.
It was not something I didn't know how to relate it as much in the graphical section. But there were other small topics.
Mm-hmm.
So those small things is what was costing me marks. So like I used to, but there were two questions in graphic, right? So you have to get both of them right to get the whole
Mm-hmm.
question correct. So if I go used to get always one correct and then the other one wrong, to mess it
Mm-hmm.
up like that. My accuracy was bad in the beginning, but I improved it a lot in the actual thing. With the help
Yeah.
of
And I'm sure that's what, a D82 signifies. It's an
yeah.
amazing improvement, as I said. So, Abin, now coming to, the mocks, you used all the four, as in five e-GMAT mocks. The first one was, of course, taken as a diagnostic. But after that, you did take the mocks and more or less 10, 20 points over and above your actual GMAT score. So tell me, what role did this being able to predict where you're going help you in your entire preparation?
Yes, I think e-GMAT, whatever mocks I've written, e-GMAT gives a fairly accurate indicator of, apart from the official mocks, e-GMAT gives a fairly accurate indicator of what you can expect in the actual test.
Mm-hmm.
So my first e-GMAT mock, I got a 615, and in the last one, I got 675, which is what I got
Yes.
in actual exam as well. Because
Yes.
it helped me a lot to gauge where I am, where I fall short of, and
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So here
what.
are your marks. 675, 655. So it's all within that 10, 20 point range of what you actually got. That's it. So we could see from that your marks were more or less in line with what you scored on the actual test. So how helpful was that data and how did these marks really help you replicate it on your actual test?
So after each mock, I used to analyze whatever. So in verbal and DI is where I'm majorly focused on second, and I found small mistakes which I used to do in DI. Be it either I rushed through the question or oh, I guessed it. So in DI, my major problem was time management.
Mm-hmm.
In my first try, also my first e-GMAT mock, I even get enough time to solve all the questions. The last three questions was something I used to just guess it and leave it. That was what was happening in the beginning. But after solving a whole lot of questions with e-GMAT and even the official questions in the MBA.com, I got used to all the questions which are coming, and then my speed slowly improved. Finally, in my final attempt also in GMAT, I was able to barely complete the uh, all 20 questions in 45 minutes, what is assigned, and which happened in the actual mock as well, actual test as
Mm. Okay. So, even coming to, I know you've been a part of Last Mile Push program. You and I have worked since quite some time. How helpful was the program? Any feedback that you have about the program, and what
yeah,
role did it play?
I would definitely say it was very helpful. Like for me, if there is not a structured thing to follow, I mess it up a lot. So even during my the previous GMAT uh, preparation as well, I didn't have any structure to follow as to what to do. I just blindly used to solve questions and see where it takes me. I used to write more, but my score was never improving. I didn't see any improvements as such. But here, I was able to see tangible improvements in my scores uh, as we progress through it, and it really boosts my confidence, and that I know I could score. I could get a good score in the actual.
That's nice. It's always been nice working with you. We've had nice sessions. So yes. So it's always a bittersweet moment when your student does well. You're very happy that they've got a good score, but it's also, oh, this relationship somewhere ends.
Yeah. Correct.
But it's a welcome development. So I'm very glad, we are doing this today. It's always one of the best days of your journey when you are able to take this
Yes,
success
yes, same.
interview. So, as a last parting thought, even having navigated through this journey, across GMAT Focus, GMAT Classic, and the whole lot of things, are there any key takeaways that you want to share with the other GMAT aspirants out there so that their journey can become better, richer?
Like if one is not, so I would say while you're preparing for GMAT, have a structured thing in mind. So
Mm-hmm.
either take e-GMAT's last mile push or quit on your own. Either ways, just have someone who holds you accountable and a structured approach so that you know
Mm-hmm.
by this time you have to do this and your score improvement should be such. So that helps a lot in preparation and also to analyze all the mocks you're giving, all questions you're giving. Even if it is right, you answered it correctly, but you took a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
Those questions are also something one should always focus on so that you remember why you got confused in that question, why you took time there.
Yeah.
That is something will help
That
you a lot.
That's a very good thing that you said because, see, a lot of times what we consider while solving questions is that we are practicing, but that is also a big learning opportunity that you will
Correct,
miss out on if you don't review the questions and take the learning, right?
correct, correct. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It helped me
that
a lot personally. That's it.
yes, a lot of our conversations about where is the error log, what does your error log say, right? So it's good.